Talk Shows family, is Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. With me today, Carol Ann Cooper, and also a happy holidays to everyone. We're getting towards to 2023. Hopefully you guys are ready. Hi, Carol Ann.
Hi.
So our topic today is never count yourself out. There's always a way. Keep learning and keep moving. The part that I love is there is always a way. And never count yourself out, because sometimes we write ourselves off, and keep moving. So I just love this topic, Kiro, and I'm actually really looking forward to hear why you chose this topic. And I'm sure our audience will love to hear it as well, because some of our audience might be in a situation where they're stuck and they don't know what to do, and they've written themselves off. So please take the stage.
Yeah. It's so easy to write yourself off and count yourself out. And, when I was searching through, I was sort of scrolling through a list of topics for today, and nothing seemed to jump out. And I just kept going over and over. And then all of a sudden, this one just jumped out. And it was like, what it reminded me of is especially that phrase, "there's always a way," of many years ago. Kimon is now 17, nearly 18. So it's got to be about 17 years ago, because she was only a baby at the time, where I was in a really low place and I was just sitting, feeling very depressed, and she was asleep and I was just cradling her. And all of a sudden, just out, you know how peaceful it is when you're cradling a sleeping baby? It's like you can't do anything else but be present and relax. It's the most amazing experience. And all of a sudden, I just had this poem just come to me. It was just, there's always a way to get out of the dark, no matter how black, no matter how stark. There's always a way to get out of the dark. And then a whole load of other lines came to me about getting back to the park and finding the light that light up the way. And but those first few lines kept me going for a long time afterwards. And I just kept repeating them to myself. And I have even added a bit of music in there as well, and created a little bit of a song. And it's like a few notes came, so there's always a way to get out of the dark, no matter how black, no matter how stark. There's always a way to get out of the dark. And as I say, I use that a lot for months, even years after that. And it kept me going. So that's really what jumped out at me. And maybe, some of our listeners are in a dark place. And it's like you count yourself out. You think, well, I just can't keep going anymore. This is why I thought it'd be a really great opportunity to discuss this and bring yourself forward and know there is always a way, always. So let's explore this, Nomsa, and see where we can go with it, and maybe what we get guided to say that will help our speakers, because it is about connecting with your higher self, getting some guidance. It's not about coming from here, from being in that really still place and asking for guidance. So even though I've got, some ideas of what I want to talk about today, I'm actually asking for guidance of what is it our listeners would like to hear.
I do believe that there is always a way when it comes to life. Where there is darkness, there is light. I actually use my daughter's name. Where there is life, there is hope. And whenever I'm going through something, I know that there is hope in life, but we can choose. We have a choice to do whatever it takes to get to where we need to go, or we have a choice to give up when it comes to life. And we have a choice to choose the light instead of darkness. That's why God created darkness and created the light. And also when he left the earth, I don't know if anyone believes in God, whatever you believe in. For me, I use my beliefs that I have a weapon that I can use to actually fight for my destiny. And when things are not working, when I feel like the whole world is against me, when the health is not going well, when my business is not going well, when a relationship is not going well, when the children are not listening to me, I just have to surrender to that high power and say, my way is not working. Let your way be. And in that way, I will find a solution to actually get up and climb the mountain. Because when you climb the mountain, it doesn't matter how much money you have, there's still going to be different mountains presented to your life. It doesn't matter how confident you are, there is still going to be mountains presented to you. But you have to have courage to actually climb that mountains. You have to have the mountain, the courage to actually claim your light. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Like Carol Ann, you're saying you are looking forward to ask for guidance and asking for guidance to actually speak from the higher power and to be able to give the valuable information that when somebody is listening to this video, they will find that breakthrough that they are looking for. Because sometimes when we speak, we like to speak like just give have these things in place that this is what I'm gonna speak. And I actually believe that when you speak from the heart, when you speak from this higher power, you'll be able to change somebody's life. And I believe that if there's anyone that is going through the mountains right now, going to 2023, not knowing how the tomorrow will be, and I believe that if you are willing, if you have the courage to actually say, you know what, I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I don't know what 2023 is going to look like. But all I know is at this moment, I am willing to create a system that will carry me through to 2023. We can create goals, but goals will fade away, because when we create goals and say, I want to lose weight, I want to be this, I want to be this, what happens when you reach that goal? You feel stuck. But if you have a system that this is what I'm going to do, and in order for me, I know the path, I know the journey where I need to be, I know the ending, but I'm going to create the system, and that system, it will have goals. Don't just create goals to say, I want goals to take me to this level. I want to have goals, but those goals, they're gonna be surrounded by a roadmap, which is my system that I have created. How am I going to get there? How am I going to be able to get up in the morning? When I get up in the morning, of course, I've set the alarm and I'm telling myself that I want to get up at 4 a.m., at 6 a.m. So when I get up in the morning, do I have a system that is a good habit that is going to carry me to reach my destination? The destination doesn't end, by the way, so you keep going, but you need a system, because if you create goals, you end up to the bad habit and you keep falling back. So have a system that is going to help you to keep going, that is going to help you to keep moving. My system is God. You know, when I have God, it means everything, like Carol Ann is saying, everything that I'm actually going to create relationship wise. I know I'm going to cry out and say, God, help me, but He's not going to ask me to look at my spouse. I'm going to look at myself within. So that means I'll have a system that can help me to actually become the person who I'm supposed to be, so I can bring that energy to my spouse and bring happiness. And even when my spouse is not doing well emotionally or going through something, I'm able to actually give that energy and share with it. So Carol Ann, over to you.
Oh yeah, the courage to either climb the mountain or go through the mountain.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I
I'm go
remember.
around it. Is that way I can go around it?
This is it. It's like exploring, isn't it?
Yes.
Whichever way you're guided to go. And I remember many years ago when I was sort of seen, I had this huge mountain in front of me. It was the mountain of resistance. When I was bringing in and trying to share Brain Gym with the school that I was teaching at, I literally felt like this enormous mountain of resistance.
Yeah.
Because it was just something completely new to them. I couldn't explain it. And so, because I went on this journey of exploration and finding a way that I could perhaps bring it back in and be able to explain it. And on my journey, I realized actually I was forging a way through the mountain.
Yeah.
You know? That's how it seemed to me at the time. And again, is the darkness. You're going through the mountain. It's dark. It's like you can't see, the end. And then there's been times where it's like, oh, I see light at the end of the tunnel. It's like I'm in a tunnel all of a sudden. The concept of it changes. And that's the beauty of this work, of constantly diving in, asking for guidance. Where is it you're going? And you get a different perspective on it. You get a different vision that helps keep you going. And that's what kept me going, was this realization, okay, I'm not climbing the mountain, I'm going through it. And I can't see where I'm going. It's dark. And then all of a sudden, I see light at the end of the tunnel. And then I've come out of the tunnel and it's like, oh, okay, what's this place I'm in now? Completely different place. And there's still challenges. It's like, it's really light and it's got a completely different energy. And there are still goals that I haven't yet achieved. There's still things that I keep going, oh, when is this going to happen? And I do feel like stopping. I feel like going, oh, I can't keep going with this, and keep questioning. But then again, another perspective comes, another vision comes. And so it's really recognizing, what is it that has you feel like you want to stop? Where is it that all of a sudden your courage has just evaporated? That's what it seems like. That courage is just gone. And it's because something else has taken over. And more often than not, it's stress. There's a lot of stress going on at the time. So you need to become aware of it. Maybe there's so much going on that you're in overwhelm. But also, maybe there's a lack of self-worth going on in there as well. So it's about going in and exploring what has you be where you're at. What has you have this feeling of, I can't carry on. I've had enough of this, or I'm out. Is there a lot of stress going on? Are you in overwhelm? Do you feel as if you're worthy of having the success or moving forward? And sometimes you just need to sit still with that and just process that. Be with it. If it is stress, well, what's causing the stress? And what can you do that would alleviate the stress? And again, listen to your inner self, what's going on. Is there a part of you going, oh, well, there's absolutely no way I can deal with this. There's just no way I can deal with this. No way through. There's no way of sorting this out. Listen to those voices and stop. There's always a way. Always. And I know I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I've tried everything. I've tried everything. Nothing works. No, you haven't tried everything. Change your language. You tried a lot of things. You tried a lot of things, and it seems like you maybe tried everything. But if you say, I've tried everything, then that's what the universe will show you. It's like, okay, you've tried everything, not going to show you anything more. But if you change your language and say, I've tried a lot of things here. I wonder if there's something else I haven't yet heard about or seen or experienced. And I wonder what that might be. It allows for something to open up. And guess what? There's always something that shows up. Absolutely everything. I'm always amazed at suddenly what shows up. I find myself reading something, someone sends me an article to read, or I just have a conversation with somebody. And all of a sudden there's another technique. There's something else that I can try, something else I can learn about. And it's like, wow. And then it just, woo, it lifts again and off you go. So do listen to your language. And first thing is to alleviate that stress. What's the triggers? What are the stress points? What's causing you stress? And listen to what you're saying about it. Because there's always a way of alleviating that stress in some way. And overwhelm is similar. What is overwhelming you? It's very often it's like this thought of there's so much to do, there's so many ideas. What do I do? It's just, and it just crowds in on you like this. And just take a breath and just shift physically. Do it. Go, okay, what if I could just lift up and lift that overwhelm and push it all those ideas, just push them to one side and ask for clarity and say, what is the one thing that I need to focus on right now? So literally that physical movement, you can feel it in your body, get a sense of it and shift it and see where you go from there. So there's a few things that you could look at and get that courage back again to keep trawling through that mountain, through wherever you are, even going over, maybe you're someone that prefers to climb it. And yeah, the going can get a bit tough. But even going round it, it's a long way sometimes to go round a mountain. And there may be little hillocks in between, who knows? But it's that journey, isn't it, Nomsa? It's that
yes,
journey.
Life is a journey. It is. It's definitely a journey, Carol Ann, and I love to hear from the audience. If anyone wants to get into the conversation, please feel free to type and let us know how you've been able to move and climb the mountain. And I'm sure there's so many people out there who have had mountains presented to them and been able to climb them and come on the other side and actually find that breakthrough. And if you are one of them, or if you're stuck and you don't know what to do, please, because like I said last week, life is not about Christmas and a Happy New Year. We should have Christmas every single day, spending time with our loved ones and celebrating our winnings and celebrating our lives, but we don't do that. So if you are that person who is stuck, you have clarity, like what Carol Ann is saying, you have clarity of where you need to go. And also, you know, when you have dreams and when you have these ideas, if you sit down and forget about, like what Carol Ann was saying, you find that you are actually clouded by so many ideas. But if you stay focused, you will find that every idea that you have is linked to one. So in those ideas that you have, you got to make them to one and then find a way to move forward, because we intend to actually, when we look at life, we start panicking, we start wanting people to actually give us this reassurance that tomorrow is going to be okay, there's not going to be darkness, but life is not like that. Life, God will not give you a big fight as a soldier if he didn't know that you could actually climb that mountains and get on the other side and see whatever the veil. Sometimes there's a veil of success on the other side. But when the mountain is presented to you, it's like a good man is out there on the other side of the mountain. Good woman is out there on the other side of the mountain. The business, your millions are on the other side. Maybe simply is generational thing where you have to request your ancestors as well, because everyone is here on earth to have a life. So if our ancestors, their wealth was never achieved, you can claim that and claim it to be restored to you. But that does not mean that the millions will be restored automatically. It means the ideas they had for businesses, for this, they'll come to you. So you will start getting creative and restore it to your bloodline. But if you are somebody who doesn't know all that, some people, they believe that sickness is genetic. Of course, sickness, it can be genetic, but what about wealth? Why don't we look at the wealth like that? That actually, my ancestors, they never accomplished to become a billionaire, maybe on my father's side or on my mother's side. But I could actually, if the doctor is telling me, if I go and have a headache or I go and have this, and the doctor says any family history. So I got to remember that when it comes to wealth, that system is there as well, of me claiming and asking God to restore my wealth, or whether I believe to the universe or I believe in God. But remember, the universe doesn't read maybe. The universe read anything that my ancestors have lost, let it be restored. Anything God read now, what I asking everything to be restored. So it could be restored that you could have these business ideas, or you could find a wife or a woman that you thought was out of your league. I don't know what is anybody's league anyway. I hear people saying this woman, she's out of my league, or this man, I can't date them because they are out of my league. I haven't got a clue what is out of my league, because I'm a matchmaker. So I see people as one. Those who have the courage to declare who they are the ones who succeed. But those who don't have the courage, who are questioning their identity, they cannot find what they are looking for. So what I will encourage you this year as you enter 2023, have the courage to do something you've never done before. Have the courage to climb the mountain. If you are a man who loves women with big boobs or with big bums, or you normally actually pick a woman with how they look, why don't you change your pick? Maybe go find what's on the inside of that woman. Maybe if you are a woman that likes a man with muscles, 6 foot, maybe 6'2", maybe go for 6 foot. Maybe go for a man that just goes to the gym, but they don't look like they have muscles, and just find out what's on the inside of that man. Maybe change how you select, because it becomes, when we have this habit, everything becomes a bad habit. But then we don't know. When I actually entered my relationship, I don't drink, I don't smoke, but while I said it out loud, I fasted for 40 days, no food, and my life was messed up. When I'm saying my life is messed up, I don't mean that I didn't have the money. Yes, I had the money, but money cannot buy what I want, which is inside. I needed my inside to be fixed. And I fasted for 40 days, each and every day. I said, God, you know what I've been through. You know my life is messed up. So give me a life that is going to complement my life. My life, the way I've been doing things is not working. Every single day, it was my cry of forgiveness. It was my cry of forgiving myself for not living the life that I should have been. It was my cry of enough is enough. And when I'm saying enough is enough, my spirit had had enough of being the second best, of me telling myself that I wasn't enough for this, I wasn't enough for that. I knew I could climb the mountain. I knew I could keep moving, but I wasn't keeping moving. I knew, Carol Ann, like you said, never count yourself. I knew I had written myself out, relationship-wise. I had written myself out, and I was like, I go play football and I come back. I written myself out in my relationship. My relationship wasn't working because I had some problem of communicating my want, my desires. So in that way, I found my breakthrough. But when I find my breakthrough, I surrendered. And I met this guy. Normally, I will not go to the guys that have six-pack that goes to the gym 7 days a week. I will not do that. I see them as a player. But at that moment, and I will not talk to any man that is drunk, I will not take him very serious because I don't drink. But at that moment, because I wasn't judging myself, I was not looking for anything. I just go out and have fun. And this man came, he just challenged me on the dance floor. And I was like, you're Englishman and you're challenging me on the dance floor. Are you kidding me? So I was like, are you kidding me? And he was so sure that this man can dance. And I was like, okay, take the stage. Let's do what we Africans do best. So I just dance and I just dance. And the man, he was so dancing. I just like the way he was so serious. He was a bad dancer and so serious that he was awesome. He sees himself as awesome. That's what I liked about my man. And I was like, okay. So the whole night we kept going on the dance floor, challenging each other, got his number, gave him my number. I gave him my number to shut him up, basically, when he kept saying, give me your number. For me, it was, okay, you shut up, here's my number, and goodbye. And then 2 weeks later, he called me. And that's how our love story began. I wasn't looking for love, but I told God that, you know what? I'm tired of doing things my way. My way is not working how I'm supposed to be. And God created the universe. The universe is God. God created the earth. It means the universe was hearing me. It means the earth was hearing me. And I was so tired. But this guy turns out to have a good heart. And although he was good looking, he was this. I didn't let him get away with it. I knew how I could find out this guy because I wanted to be a matchmaker. So I had to actually play a matchmaker. And the guy sweat, and he was like, I asked him questions. I could see he went in and requested a beer because he was sweating. But I was very, very polite and very, very playful. And those questions that I was asking, they were necessary to me. and they were necessary to him to actually realize if we were a good match or not. I had met somebody before, and this guy was, Nomsa, there's no way that I can date you. I'm not ready. You need to go and be a matchmaker. He's the one that actually gave the idea of becoming a matchmaker. He was like, I don't think I'm ready mentally, the question that you're asking me. So he came back the following day. I thought we were going on a date before I met Martin. And he was like, he had this big pile, and it was like actually printed all the rules and regulations and matchmaker, the business profile. So I believe that you'll be good to become a matchmaker. I was like, why? And he was like, the questions that you ask me, no woman has ever asked me. So it makes me realize that you'll be good at this. And at the time, it's a decision that I have made that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a system, and I'm going to have to know what I'm getting myself into. And I wasn't interviewing him, but me, I'm just fun. I just ask questions in a funny way. And when I meet people, I don't judge them. I just want to know what makes them be who they are. So that's what anyone can do. And just climb that mountains. Like Carol Ann is saying that if you are stuck, we have coaches at Ngozi Talk Shows that can guide you through. And what I love about the coaches at Ngozi Talk Shows, we've been together for a very, very long time with these coaches, and we've seen ourselves, we watched ourselves grow, and we have had to learn to find our own voice and lead from within. When everybody else, Carol Anna, you'll be really, really proud of me. Yesterday, I spent the whole day learning to do the SEO, although I have someone on YouTube, and I got 95% of YouTube doing SEO. And I was like, okay, this is cool. So now I'm going to move on. So that means if I have to employ someone to do my YouTube channel, I can't do it full-time, is too much hard work. So that means that I know exactly what I'm looking for. So in order for you, that's why I'm saying create the habit, but the habit is sometimes, let's say you want to be a millionaire. When you reach like 2 million, you're like, I reached my goals. I don't need to move forward anymore. You get stuck. But if you have a system to say, you know what, I'm open to whatever God wants to give me, or 100 millions or billions. I'm not going to put a number. I'm open to get to where I need to be, but I'm going to have a system that is going to take me to where I need to go. So if you are looking for those kind of coaches at Ngozi Talk Shows, we do all that. And you guys, I'm sure you've seen my pictures with the chains. Those chains are real. I use them for real. And those chains, they have helped me to be a woman that I am today. They are not just for taking pictures and showing off. I break the chains of I'm not enough. I can show you how I have broken those chains. And I can show you the chains, how I actually broken my generational curse of my ancestors. Or the curse is something I'm not enough. It's a curse. When you speak death to your life, it becomes a curse. Some people believe that a curse is somebody has to go and do voodoo on you. No, that's not the case. We speak death to our lives each and every day. And the language that we speak is the critical component of where we need to be in 2023 and where we are today, 2022. So Carol Annie, I don't know. I'm going to pass it over to you, girl.
Oh, yeah, talking about language again, it is. And I think that's really key. We keep coming back to language, listen to what you're saying, because it can be a curse.
Yeah.
Words are so powerful, the energy that's with them. And I know, have you ever seen the crystals, there's I can't remember the person's name, but there's a book that shows about water crystals and the shapes that they form if you put a word with the water, and the water will take that shape of the word, the energy.
Okay.
And words like love and happiness, they've got beautiful crystals, lovely shapes. Hate, war is like really awful shapes. There is no pattern to it. They're all over the place. It's really interesting to see. So you can see the vibration of these words and the pattern that's showing up. So every time we talk about the power of language, there's a reason for it. And again, sometimes we don't hear something the first time. We might not even hear it the second time, or we'll hear it, but it goes in one ear and out the other ear, basically. And sometimes it needs to be about 7 or 8 times before we hear something. And then it goes, oh, it's like something lands and you really hear it. So that's why we need to keep repeating what we're saying, because not only do we have a different audience each time, but if we have somebody who's listening a few times, then it just might land, because the power of our language is important to realize. So where are you cursing yourself? Where are you creating that discomfort, that block, that mountain? Is that mountain coming out of your words and what you're saying? How are you describing the mountain? And so I'd love to know what sort of mountains people are dealing with, because you, Nomsa, mentioned about people with their mountains. What are their mountains? Well, what are their mountains? What is it you're dealing with that you think is a mountain? But could it just be a molehill? Have you really explored it? How big is the mountain? What does it consist of? So yeah, let us know. Let's know some of those mountains. I really would love to know what they are. And what have you written yourself out of? It may be that you think, well, I haven't written myself out. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Maybe just take time to just sit and think about different aspects of your life, different areas of your life. There's something called the wheel of life, where you have different areas, different components of your life. So there's health, there's business or career, personal development, family, friends, relationships. There's health, which could also be broken down into your mind and your body. So there's actually 2 aspects to health. Spirituality, personal development, finances, interests, hobbies. You see, there's a whole lot of different areas. Which area maybe have you written yourself out of? Because maybe that's the one area that next year you need to really focus on and bring yourself back into. And for me, there was a wheel of life that I was working through with somebody quite a few months ago. And the way they defined it, one of the sections was actually dreams. And I realized I'd stopped dreaming. I completely taken myself out of that world of daring to dream. And so I've been exploring that, what stopped me dreaming, and realized that there were some dreams that hadn't happened. And I've just gone, do you know what? I can't dream anymore. I'm not going to dream. I just don't have that ability to dare to dream. What's the point in dreaming? All of these things were coming up. So I'd literally taken myself out of dream world. It's like, wow, it just hit me. So next year, one of the things I'm going to do is take myself back into dream world. What is it that I'd stopped dreaming about? What were some of the dreams that I'd gone, they haven't happened, and I'd stopped dreaming? Maybe I could bring them back in again, revisit them, reword them, knowing that anything's possible. And one of the key things is you must believe. You have to believe that change is possible. Because if you don't believe that, then again, there's another mountain that you've created. And there's going to be a knock on the doorbell. Can you ring? Sorry, there's a parcel that's just been delivered. So something's coming. Ring the door. Sorry about this. I'm just going to go and have to call that. Hang on 1 second, and I will be back. It's like, do we get that little shift? I won't be a second. Hang on.
Yeah, Carol Ann is coming back. She's actually talking to us about dreams. It's very, very important to us to actually be aware of our dreams. And I know sometimes there are some people when they dream, so she's back.
Just shouting someone. He didn't ring the bell because he could see me, you see. I was sitting at the window and I'm going, ring the door. But so I just shouted, and you see, you shout and someone will come and it gets sorted. So, and then you forget where you're at, but it's okay because I think I got that message over. What's the, where was I at in terms of
dream? Next year, right. You are going to make sure that, yes, you let yourself dream.
Interesting. I got interrupted then, and I forgot. I'm talking about, yes. So again, notice, where are you starting to dare to do something that you thought you couldn't do? And where do you get interrupted? And therefore you forget about it. And you then carry on in your own little world again and completely forget. Again, so it's about dreaming. So I'm really taking that one on board, and it's going to start daring to dream again. So what are your dreams? I'd love to hear, our speakers, our listeners. What are you daring to dream about? What have you maybe given up on? What have you taken yourself out of in your life? So think about all those areas. And which one have you taken yourself out of? Maybe more than one, but at least find one, key one. Because I know you said, Nomsa, about all ideas are linked to one. So it may be finding that key one, asking for guidance, which is the one thing that will move all of them. Because they are all linked. They may see that they're completely separate and disconnected, but actually they are connected. And this is what I've found. I've done lots of different things over the years, and it's like I've gone from one thing to another and created different, written about different things. I've created different programs and then moved on to something else. But now, all of a sudden, I can see where they're connected. It's starting to come together. But there needs to be one key action that I now need to take. So my intention for next year is new moves. And I know you talked about, Nomsa, about taking different actions, having a strategy, but taking different actions. And So what is a new move that you can make next year? A new dance that you can do? I love what you were saying about when you're looking for that relationship, that key person. What is it that you look for? Change what you're looking for. Is it the external or is it the internal? You know, how is somebody showing up? What is it they're interested in? And I love how you asked all those questions. It's like, but it was a playful way. And it is about making life, bringing play and playfulness back into the game of life, the game of relationships, the game of whatever it is you're playing with, not making it so serious. And being a stand for what you want. Because, you know, that playfulness, I love that you took up that challenge of dancing. You know, I can dance, he's questioning why dancing. Oh, I love it. I love it. What a,
you know, and he still thinks even now that he is a better dancer than me.
Oh, bless. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, you know. And so it's actually having that faith, not about your own strength to see something through, but what you think about God's strength. Because it's somehow, it's God that comes through you. It's that universal energy that comes through you and that will pick you up, that will support you. And it's having, that's what faith is. And, you know, ask for that strength to keep going, that guidance. So I think that's one of the key things that I really bring in here. Explore where you're at. Explore where you've taken yourself out of. And focus on that. Put yourself back in again. Because maybe there's a way now. What I've realized is that over the years, I remember there's something I had an idea about many years ago. And I just, because I couldn't see how it would happen or would work, sort of wrote it off. But what I realized was that I had no idea, the technology wasn't there. I couldn't, and because I couldn't see how it would work, there wasn't really ways that it would work in the way I was thinking about it. And now all these years later, because technology is different, social media has blown up like it has, it's like all of a sudden I'm going, wow. Oh, maybe that idea can now work because I can see how it can work. But what stopped me trusting in the beginning of actually putting it together and trusting that I don't need to know the how. I just need to focus on the what. Maybe it might have happened sooner, but it doesn't matter. The fact is that revisit that dream, that thought that you had, because maybe something has shifted and opened up that will now allow you to actually, for that dream to be able to be manifested, because life moves on. And where we once dismissed something, it's possible that it could now happen. You just never know. So don't dismiss it. Keep learning, keep moving forward. And it's constantly, it's keep learning, keep looking at what's new out there, bring yourself up to date, but have fun. And I know one of the key things I'm focusing on is bringing play and playfulness back into the game of writing. For me, it's bringing it into it. It's not bringing it back into it. It's bringing it in, because for me, there was no play or playfulness in writing. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. And so I'm wanting to bring much more playfulness into it for myself, because that's one of the things that I've been guided. And that's one of the dreams that I had, was about me sitting and just writing. Literally, I had this vision of me sitting on the beach, looking out to sea And I could see just a stream of consciousness coming down through me, out through the pen, and I was just writing. I still keep going, okay, Lord. What's happening? It's not happening. But okay, just keep going and keep moving and hold that dream. Maybe it's nearer than I think. You know.
As long as you don't give up in the idea, Carol Anna, I believe that, you know, when you said you actually stopped, when you say you stopped about dreaming, do we talk about the dreams when you're sleeping, or the dreams of getting creative, or the dreams of the future, of the life that you want?
Yeah, it's the dreams of the life you want, or goals that you've set yourself. You know, you've got a dream of something you'd love to achieve.
Okay.
And it hasn't happened. So it's those dreams.
Okay. So everything you dream, you can't actually write yourself off. That is life, Carol Ann. You can't do that. If you write yourself off dreaming, that means you're that.
Yep.
So you can't do that. So you have to be actually, because when you dream and when you have the desires in your heart, and that means that higher power, God, is able to actually help your desires to come to reality. So dreaming is part of, as long as you dream and take action. There are some people that they just dream, walk dream, and they're like, I want to be this. They keep talking and talking and talking. But if you are somebody that dreams and have the desire to succeed and keep taking action, I believe that God always bring that dream to reality. And I believe that if you really, really have ideas, like you said, everything is possible. Everything is possible. It might not be how we expect it to be. Gen-wise, path-wise, whatever the path we are taking might be tough, but I believe that every mountain that is presented to us, is to help us grow, is to help us be the person that we want to become in that moment. Because if you were to ask me about my business, the challenges that I had to go through, I will be able to actually help you. Would I help you to avoid those challenges? I don't think I can, because I believe that God gives the mountain in different ways. You might not be able to face the similar problems that I have had, but you might face your own mountains based on your lifestyle, based on your bloodline, based on how are you, the courage, do you have the courage to actually become the person that you want to become? And that moment, the mountains, then it will be different. But everything is the same. You still have to take action. You still have to be grateful as well. You have to be grateful to life as well, like what Carol Anna was saying. And have the courage to acknowledge who you are as a person. And when you have the courage to acknowledge who you are, it means that you are able to choose your battles differently. Choose which battles are yours. Some people, they just fight every battle that comes their way. But some battles, they're not ours to fight. Sometimes when you are focusing, let's say, on something, somebody will bring a battle that has nothing to do with you. So you have to be in the present moment, where you can move yourself away and say, no, this is not my battle. Choose your battles very carefully in order for you to get to where you need to be. Life is a journey. We have to rediscover ourselves each and every single day. And if you are somebody who believes on the earth, ask the earth to show you a secret, hidden secret about you. Put your fingers down, point to the earth, speak to the earth. If you can't put your fingers down, you find it hard, you have to point it down on the ground. Go outside, get the sand, Speak to the earth. Ask the earth to show you a hidden secret about you, what you could be. Is there any hidden secret? If you believe in God, you do the same because God created the earth. So you go to the ground outside and take the sand and pray for the sand. Ask the earth to fight the battles that are stopping you moving forward. The battles of rejection, the battles of I'm not enough, the battles of fear. Ask the earth. You have to say, earth, God is the earth. Earth is God. And when you point your fingers through prayer, when you speak to the earth, you point your fingers through prayer, you have to be on your knees. In that way, your prayers will be answered because you mean what you say. And when you go outside, you take the sand, you speak, you pray, you put the sand back. It's not a ritual, it's not anything. When people say God reads what you say, or the earth reads, the universe reads what you say, you tell the universe exactly what is going on in your life. If you are sick, you are not well, you do that exactly. That earth, fight for me, for my health. Fight for me. If the enemy, because the enemy is there. Some people don't believe in the enemy, but the enemy is always there to fight you, to bring fear to you. The enemy is always there when you want to move forward, is always there to bring somebody to distract you. So when you speak to the earth, it means that the earth will be alert. And then you have to have awareness within. Because when God communicates with you, when the earth communicates with you, it's not going to come with a voice and start speaking. It's going to speak through you, within. And the answers will be there. Whatever you're going through, it's either health, you want to healing, you go to proclaim that healing. Proclaim it, decree it. Decree that whatever is going on, God is going to wipe it off. Or the earth, whatever you believe, the earth is going to wipe it off. Because that the words, like the words we speak, they play a very, very, very important part in our lives. So I've learned that the hard way. When I said I fasted for 40 days, when the enemy came into my life, he actually played every negative thing that was done by my ancestors, by my parents. I had to pay the sins of my ancestors, the sins of my parents, because I wanted to be on God's kingdom completely, but I had to pay the price. And that price, it meant I had to fight some battles that I thought my parents had left behind. But that was me being tested to see how far am I willing to actually accept God in my life. And that's when my mind got clear of who I want to become. I want to be a matchmaker. I'm going to be a matchmaker. I am going to study psychology and the journey, the path of good kids. How am I going to do this? I didn't think all of that. How am I going to do things? But all I knew was that I'm going to do it. And has the journey been easy? It hasn't. But that courage of speaking to God, speaking to the earth when things get tough, even in your office, when the business is not going well, you go outside and speak to the sun. Don't worry about people watching you. Don't care. Or you can take the sun and go to the office and just speak. It doesn't matter whether you believe in, you must have some belief, or believe in earth, or believe in the universe, or believe in God. You must have a ritual. If you don't believe in the universe, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in the earth, that means you're dead. So you must have some sort of belief, one of these three things that you believe in, and speak life to your business or the customers. Ask your clients to be restored to you. because clients can be diverted. The universe can actually redivert your clients to your neighbor. And those are the things that I actually didn't know. When I was being tested, those are the things that I've learned, that a health can be redirected. Good health can be redirected to somebody else to heal someone. And the energy could come and make you feel like you're sick while you're not. So now I just refuse. When I'm sick, I'm like, is this a sickness or energy? I just cast it out, and you just have to claim your life. Find a way. What Carol Ann is saying, you find a way. Even if life doesn't make sense. Ngozi talk shows, for me, on my website, there's a phone number, there's an email address. But if you tell me that, Nomsa, my life is not moving forward because I don't have a way, please help me, God. You tell me that, Nomsa, my life is not going well because of what? I have a phone number there. If you want to speak to the coaches, the phone number on my website is there. If you want to speak to the coaches, the email address is there. So why would you say, Nomsa, my life is not moving forward? Relationship? Business? I can't communicate? Self-love? Family messed up? Gossip the talk shows can help you with all that. Everything you want to achieve, or you want to find that breakthrough framework, finances, or anything, we all been there. So we can help you with that system to find that framework so you can you can move forward. And if things are not working, I teach you how to cast out demons. I teach you how to cast out the generational curse. If things are not working, I teach you how to cast out parents' like mother, like daughter, or like son, like father, like son is mistakes. I teach you all that, those chains, break them until you're free. Because if anybody says my business is not going well, there's a reason why your business is not going well. There's a reason why at work things are not going well. There's a reason why you can't find the love that you want. Better habit. The sins of your parents or your ancestors, that generational curse is there. But people don't want to, you tell people, they're like, I don't want to go there, I don't believe in that. But it is there. So reclaim your wealth that has been lost by your ancestors. If you reclaim, you can feed the whole world, because all that money will be restored to you. You become a billionaire. I'm reclaiming now, and one day I'm going to proclaim, when I'm just giving the money away, that on this talk show 2022, 27th of December, I said this. I've been learning, I've been doing some research how I can claim my ancestors. I've got my ancestors on my mother's side. I've got my ancestors on my father's side. Somebody their wealth got to come back to me, or come back to my bloodline. So I'm reclaiming it to come back to my blood. Over to you, Carol.
That word claim. There's reclaim, there's proclaim.
Yes.
Wow, just hearing those words and going, wow. And we have our wealth is in our language.
Yes.
You know, the words that we can use. So yeah, reclaim your wealth, reclaim your health, because actually your health is your wealth.
Yes.
You know, so shift your focus. If you're not focusing on your health, shift your focus and claim your life, claim your health, and just claim all the learning that is there for you to learn that would help you to move forward. And then, you know, you can proclaim it, like, yeah, I love that word. It's like that shouting out, isn't it? Proclaim, I've done it.
Yes. And also,
celebration.
Also, the last thing that I forgot is, you cannot be blind or deaf. So you need to be able to ask the earth to help you to see the opportunities, to hear, not to be blind or not to hear the wrong voices, hear the right voices that comes your way.
Yeah.
Proclaim it.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I love it. It comes down to also, so yeah, that seeing, that hearing, it, being open to it when it arises. But Roy T. Bennett, I love what he says here. It's believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself. Believe in yourself, your abilities, and your own potential. Never let self-doubt hold you captive. You are worthy of all that you dream of and hope for. So believe that we have this infinite potential and keep counting yourself in that. God wants you to succeed. You're here on this earth, in this physical form, for a reason. There's a learning here, is what I believe. And stay awake to that possibility. There is an awakening that's happening. There is a raising of consciousness. And that's hard work, because that is physically challenging us. You know, we have the light, the vibrational level is shifting, and physically our physical body is going, oh, this is hard. So listen to your language. This is hard. How hard? It's as hard as you want it to be. Okay, this is challenging. What's the challenge? This is a learning opportunity for me. This is an opportunity for me to be able to move forward again. Which one of those phrases creates it's stuck, and which phrase helps you to move forward? So again, I come back to language. And there's another quote here by Susie Casson. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. So just put one foot in front of the other and just see what opens up. And I love this one, Gina Greenlee. She says, mistakes help you sharpen your next steps. They don't prove that you shouldn't try again. So it comes down to that learning. But I love the phrase, mistakes help to sharpen your next step. It's like, okay, well, I did this. What else? So you're constantly honing in on your skill set. What skills do I need to have? What steps, what actions do I need to take now? Who do I need to speak with? What can I learn? And keep putting yourself in there. And just play with it. So play and playfulness, new dances, and new actions, new moves. So what are your new moves going to be for next year? What are you going to count yourself into that maybe you've counted yourself out of? So that's what I just love to leave you with.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Carol Ann. And please, like Carol Ann said, if you want to take your life to the next level and climb the mountains and keep going, and get in touch at Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, or you can get in touch through Nkosi Talk Show's page. And just find out how these coaches can help you create your breakthrough framework. It's actually easy. The only thing that you need to do is taking action. The rest, as Carol Ann said, I can't say I can make you a millionaire. I'm not a God, but I can show you how I've been able to fight my battles. Then you can fight yours. It's all about strength. If you have strength and energy to take your life to the next level, you will be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve in life. And it's all about, Carol Ann is saying, mistakes are not meant to cause fear to us, or are not meant to discourage us. We meant to learn from our mistakes. We're not meant to feel ashamed. If you have dated the wrong woman, who hasn't? If you have dated the wrong man, who hasn't? If you have started a business that failed, who hasn't? If you have gone the wrong path, who hasn't? Tell me a person that is perfect, that became a billionaire, that became a millionaire, but by being perfect. None. So we all go through those challenges. So if you are looking to work with people that can actually help you and encourage you to get to where you need to be, you can join us at Nkosi Talk Shows. And if you are looking for love, Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency as well. And if you want to be a writer, you want to write a book and you don't know how to begin, get in touch with Carol Ann. Don't just speak, walk it. Don't just say, one day I wish I could do this. Get in touch with Carol Ann and see how she can help you. And God bless. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Not sure what time you are here. I think we'll be here at 1 p.m. again. Yesterday we were here at 9 o'clock. So I'm just going with the other coaches, what they're doing, and also with my family. So far, they have not said we are doing anything, but if we are doing something, I'll let you know, guys, and what time it will be on tomorrow. Stay blessed. Have good holidays.